What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to a new video 6 months later. What's up? Yeah, I told you guys from jump I was gonna do these when I was motivated to, and over the past 6 months I really haven't been motivated to sit in front of the camera and chat. But I'm here today. Wanted to bring a new video. Just gonna basically go over the games that I picked up throughout this summer. Now, I was gonna try to do this video, and I was going to do a video where I basically picked up from where I left off 6 months ago. So share with you all the games I picked up from like January or December, and then I was like, come on, Steph, let's be realistic. We're not doing all of that. I'm just going to share with you guys what I picked up over the past couple of months throughout the summer. So that's like no, it wasn't even May. It was like June. I'm doing June to August. So we'll start off here with the PlayStation Mini. I don't have the box anymore. I threw it away. I got this pretty early on in the summer. Price significantly dropped. I think I got it before it hit $20. So it was like $23 or 25. I got it for $25 at Best Buy. Pretty cool little system. Not the biggest fan of the games. Solid. But I still have to get, like, there's a hack. Really shouldn't even be talking about this, but there's a hack. There's a process that you have to go through in order, like you have to get a memory card or a stick or something. I'll have to look that up. But I haven't really spent too much time with it. I just love the way it looks. It's so cute. All right. I'm also going to talk about a game that I don't physically have the game because I bought it on the Xbox One, the Microsoft Store. So I played it on Xbox One, and that's Plague's Tale. Fantastic game. I actually streamed majority of that game. It just kind of came out of left field for me. I had no clue really what the game was about. And I heard, or I didn't hear, I actually saw some people talking about it on Twitter. So I was like, hey, word of mouth is sometimes the best. Actually, I'm not even going to say sometimes, is the best form of getting like game recommendations. So I saw some people chatting about it on Twitter. I picked it up digitally because it was like on sale. It was maybe like $40. And I was blown away by it. It's definitely one of my favorite games of this year. And I really don't want to tell you too much more about Plague's Tale because I don't want to give it away. But long story short, you have two siblings that are trying to find out what's going on in their family. I kind of want to say the gameplay is really cool. It kind of reminds me of that game called Brothers, a two-tail something. I don't know, but it came out on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. The controls don't necessarily work like that, but you have two people, and majority of the game you play as the older sister. And you have your younger brother that you kind of have to manipulate through, or not manipulate, but you kind of have to drag along on this journey. And it's fantastic, guys. If you have a chance, please play the game. It is really, really good. Highly recommended. The next game is also another title that came out of left field for me, and that's Control. Ooh, all that glare. Yeah, I picked up Control when it released at the end of August, and I really enjoyed it. It's the first game that I actually beat in a relatively short amount of time. I definitely had a desire to play through it to see what was going on. Really good game, put out by Remedy Games, the people that brought us Max Payne, Alan Wake, Quantum Break. Some people might not really like, but I actually enjoyed Quantum Break. It was all right. It wasn't bad. Control, after beating it, I beat it a couple of days ago, and after beating it, I can definitely say it's one of my favorite Remedy games. It's really good. You play as Jessie McFadden, I think her name is. And she's the director of, you know what? This is another game I kind of don't want to give you too much info because I feel like once you start playing it, I mean, it takes a little bit of time to warm up, but once you start playing it, just the amount of detail with everything that you can find in the environment, as far as collectibles go, because you'll find notes. You're basically in this big building, and you'll find video recordings, you'll find notes, and it all like leads to, it's fantastic. The lore is just crazy. Not to mention the gameplay is so badass. I absolutely love it. It reminds me of something like Psyops. If any of you guys have ever played that came out during the PlayStation 2 and Xbox era. But yeah, you have telekinesis. That's kind of the only ability that, I mean, you can dash. That's kind of, I don't want to give you all the abilities, because they're pretty badass. And when you get all of the abilities, towards the end of the game, by the end of the game, you get all the abilities and you put them all together and you're in these huge fights. I mean, just the amount of things you can do is awesome. So, Control, another game I totally recommend. Hopefully a lot of people play this game and we can get something else from Remedy that's just as great as that. Next up, gosh, this is going to be, and this is in no particular order. I just have a stack of games here, so I'm going to share with you guys. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order for the Nintendo Switch. So I enjoyed the Marvel Ultimate Alliance series. I have a lot of fond memories playing that, especially with my son, who was really small at that time. We would play that. Well, he wasn't small, but he was young at the time, and we would play that together because he's really into Marvel. And when Nintendo announced Ultimate Alliance 3, I was like, awesome, get to play this one. It's not as amazing as the other two games. It just kind of lost me. I ended up playing through it. I mean, it was fun. I ended up playing through it, and for the most part, I enjoyed my time with it, but it didn't do a lot for me, if that makes any sense. There are a lot of characters in this game, and some of the characters I didn't even know existed, so that was pretty cool. But for the most part, I mean, it's a Diablo-esque type of game with Marvel characters. I don't know. It just wasn't the best, but I definitely didn't hate it. Super Mario Maker 2, and I got the version that comes with the 12-month online pass because I was like, you know what, might as well. It was only $10 more. So yeah, I actually really dig this game. I didn't play much of Mario Maker 1 on the Wii, and I think I have the 3DS version. I didn't play that much of that. But this one I've definitely played more of. Excuse me if you hear my husband screaming in the background. The Redskins are playing. Football has returned. So yeah, apologies. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, Super Mario Maker 2. Thank you. Thank you so much to all of you out there that create levels, because Lord knows that I am not creative enough to do that. But I love the levels that I have played. Really good stuff in here. Like, people are so, it always amazes me that people just take the time out and they have that creativity to make some crazy levels. I definitely need to get back. I know, the hype has kind of died down from this game, but some really good user created levels in there. What else do we have here? We have Bloodstained Ritual of the Night for the Nintendo Switch. Although, I have the original case, but I pre-ordered from Best Buy and they give you this, okay? Because it's like an art book. A steel case. All right, so they give you that. And then you have a little part where you could put your Switch game. My Switch game is in like with my Switch case, because I didn't finish this game. The Switch version is, I found out the hard way. It's not the best version, and I wasn't expecting it to be the best version, but I played about, I want to say maybe 2 hours of the game before I was like, maybe it was more like 3, before I was like, I can't do this anymore. I had some serious serious issues with the frame rate drops, and it got to the point where it became a little unplayable. So I shelved it for a bit. Apparently there is a patch. I don't know if it's out yet or not, but there's a patch coming out to help with that. So, once I find out if it runs smoother, I'll definitely go back and play more of it. But I dig it. Metrovania, I mean, I'm always in the mood for one of those, and I really like the art style of it. Another Switch game, Crash Team Racing, Nitro fueled. I'm not the biggest fan of Crash Team Racing, and it might be a little bit of me not trying to go all in and figure out the mechanics. It's definitely different compared to Mario Kart, which I feel like I'm pretty good at Mario Kart. This to me is a little bit more challenging with the boosting system, and the controls don't feel right to me. But I've heard a lot of people saying how awesome it is. It's definitely not bad. I just have to get used to these controls. Like I said, definitely not a Mario Kart. Astral Chain. This recently came out. I think it came out last week, if I'm not mistaken. I put about 2 to 3 hours in. I know people are like done with this game, but I just haven't really had that time to play much of anything besides Control. This is another platinum joint, the same people that put out the Bayonetta games. It's pretty cool. The whole, it's basically a beat 'em up like Bayonetta is, but you have legions. You play as police officers, either the male or the female. And you have a legion, which is basically kind of like, I don't know. I want to say it's kind of like your sidekick. You can, and they're on a leash, so you can control them that way, and they beat people up for you. There's some really cool moves that you can do. I did say it's similar to Bayonetta, but I honestly think that Bayonetta feels a little bit better, and that's not taking anything away from Astral Chain, because I know I haven't gotten deep into the game with only playing, no more than 3 hours of it. But definitely this is the game that I am going to be focusing on more now that Control is out of the way. Dragon Quest Builders 2. Boy, before Control came out, okay, so this came out, if I'm not mistaken, this came out in July, maybe early July, and I didn't play it right off the bat because I was in the middle of other things. But boy, when I started playing this game, every time I pick it up, I just totally lose hours. I'll pick it up at 5 o'clock and be like, hey, I'm going to play like an hour before I go do something else. And before I know it, it's like 8. And I'm like, man, where did the hours go? I get so sucked into this game. It's ridiculous. And I really didn't think that was going to happen. Like, I played some of the original game and I liked it. But I'm not one to really be into Minecraft. Dragon Quest Builders is more or less like Minecraft. But with a Dragon Quest like skin over it. But I think the reason why I dig Dragon Quest Builder so much is because it's definitely more linear. And I know people don't like the fact that this game is so linear and they want more creativity, but I love that the fact that it is linear and it's telling me, you know what I'm saying? My quests are clear cut and I know what I'm supposed to do. And if I want to get a little fancy, I can get a little fancy with it. Yeah, I really like this game and I'll probably be playing it for a while. It's awesome. I got this because I had some Best Buy Reward Zone points. So I got this for $20. Actually, I think it might have been 15. I had some Reward Zone points and I'm still a part of the Best Buy's Gamer Club Unlocked, and that's going to be ending in March. I'm kind of sad about that, but you get the 20% off games. Guacamelee 1-2 Punch Collection, and this has Guacamelee, which I've completed, and Guacamelee 2, which I have not completed. I haven't played Guacamelee 2, although I've heard fantastic things about it. I have yet to play it. But yeah, that's in my Switch case as well. Comes with some goodies, nice little instruction manual, and it comes with some DLC codes. So always down for Guacamelee. These are fun Metroidvanias. Here we go. We have a console game in here. And I'm saying console game like the Switch isn't a console, but I mostly play my Switch portable. So here's a game that's not for the Nintendo Switch, it's for the PlayStation 4. It's Man of Madden. This is part of the Dark Pictures anthology, which is supposed to be a 5-part series put out by Supermassive Games, the same people that did Until Dawn, which I thought was fantastic. Currently playing this. I actually started playing it last night and I streamed some of it, and it's super interesting. Not as I want to say, and again, I hear it's a short game, no more than like 5 hours, and I'm probably like almost 3 hours in. No, probably almost like 2.5 hours in, and I can say so far, it definitely doesn't have the same, like, oh my gosh, as Until Dawn does. But I dig these type of games. It's basically the same type of style of game or genre of game as Until Dawn, where you're making decisions for characters, and you have QTEs where you're button mashing or you're holding a button or doing whatever it is, whatever pops up on the screen. There are some jump scares in there. It's funny, last night when I was streaming it, there was one little jump scare. I was like, whoa. But yeah, I figured this would be a good game to play this month leading into October. In October, I always like to, set the mood right and get ready for Halloween and play some scary games. This isn't necessarily scary, but it's a little dark, just a little bit. Back to Switch games, we have here Fire Emblem Three Houses. I'm so frustrated with myself that I haven't completed this game yet. I haven't spent a lot of time with it, and that might have been the fact that when I started playing it, a lot was going on. Not as far as video games go, but I was trying to get my son together with leaving to go back to school, and just my mind wasn't there. So I've played relatively almost 10 hours of this game, which is like a drop in the bucket. You know what I'm saying? It's a long ass game, and I haven't really touched it yet, gotten deep into it. So I don't know when I'm going to, I really want to right now, but there's so much coming out. But I should focus on this. It's good from what I've played of it. I chose Golden Deer. I would love to know what house you guys chose. From what I've seen on Twitter, not a lot of people have chosen Golden Deer. I don't know why. I think they're kind of awesome. They're rad. This is another game I got super cheap. Enter the Gungeon. I have this digitally on the Switch already, but it was cheap. And I was like, ooh, it's so cute. Like, so basic, but it's cute. And then the back, that's cute, right? Yeah, it's a Devolver joint. Basically a twin stick shooter. Try saying that 3 times fast. Where it's like a roguelite. You know what I'm saying? So, the moment you die, you're reset and you got to do stuff all over again. And I've never beaten this game, but I've had a lot of great times with it. I honestly have. This one also comes with some cool stuff inside. You get a bulletkin like paper thingy here that I haven't even opened. And you get the original soundtrack, which is pretty dope because the music's good in this game. The next 4 games are all Switch titles, which are still sealed up. So we'll go with Ukulele. I got this at Best Buy, and I had no clue that Best Buy sold limited run games. So I got the physical version of Ukulele, which I played a bit of on the PlayStation 4 when it was released, but then my ADD distracted me, my ADD kicked in and I was distracted by something else and never went back to it. And I wasn't the biggest fan of the controls, that I do remember. But I figured, with the new game coming out, It looks so cool. I'd give it another round on the Nintendo Switch portable, and maybe I'll dig it a little bit more. I also got Red Faction Gorilla. Woo, that glare is killer, boy. This is the remastered edition. Get it? Yeah, I really liked Red Faction Gorilla when it came out years ago. And I picked it up because I was like, boy, this would be fun to play on the Switch. That's probably the reason why I pick up majority of the Switch games, because I just can't get over the fact that games like this are available on a Nintendo console where I can play it in the palm of my hand. Mind blown. Toe Jam and Earl, Back in the Groove. This is another limited run joint that I got at Best Buy. Haven't even opened it, and it feels kind of heavy. I don't know what's inside. But Toe Jam and Earl is pretty dope. Those games are fun, right? No, they are. I don't know. Have you guys played this game? Let me know. I don't know. My purchase was based off of how much I enjoyed Toe Jam and Earl too. Just saying. And then the last game here is the Phoenix Wright collection. This is the only game that I have purchased from, or Switch game that I've purchased from Play Asia. It's an import. Yeah. But right when you put it into your Switch, the English just translates, the Japanese just translates right over to English. And I figured, I love the Phoenix Wright games so much that I figured might as well give it a shot and pick it up physically on the Switch. I've played through all of them, and one of these days I'm going to play through all of them again because they are fantastic. Now, while I'm sitting here talking about Phoenix Wright, just made me realize that I don't have Judgment here to share with you, which was a game that I spent majority of my summer playing. I got it on the PS4 and I had the physical copy, but I didn't put it in the pile here. Judgment, fantastic. It's a spinoff of the Yakuza series, which I adore. Judgment's fun. It's like Yakuza meets Phoenix Wright. You play as a private detective or private investigator, who goes around Japan, Kamurocho? I don't know. But you're in Japan, the same spot where all the Yakuza games take place, and you're solving this one overall mystery, which is pretty cool. Lots of great side missions, lots of really good characters. It's funny. The combat, it has the same combat and gameplay as the Yakuza games. I'm hoping that the game sells really well so that we can get a Judgment 2, because I really enjoyed my time with it. I spent, I want to say, almost 60 hours in that game, trying to do everything I possibly could. I didn't platinum it, and I don't intend to do that because way too much time. But yeah, Judgment is really good. And if you're into the Yakuza games, definitely give it a shot. So yeah, those are all of the games that I picked up this summer. Lots of Switch stuff. In the future, within the next couple of weeks, I plan to have out a couple videos, and I'm hoping that they actually get out. But I do want to do a Switch collection because Switch collection is crazy. I love me some Switch. I want to do an updated room tour. Things are moving around and I'm trying to get things in order, so we'll definitely do that. The next time you'll see another monthly pickup video, though, won't be until, it might be in September, because there's so much coming out this month with hardware. And you got the Switch Lite, which I'll be picking up, and you have the Sega Genesis Mini, which I'll be getting, and some great games are coming out. But I honestly don't want to be too overwhelmed, so you might see another monthly pickup video in October, the end of October, and that'll be a dual one with September and October put together. So yeah, I want to thank all of you guys for watching this video. Let me know what you picked up over the summer. Let me know what you've been playing. Let me know if you've played any of the games I shared with you. Just reach out. Just let me know what's up. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll check you next time. Peace.